What's good, everybody? It's Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, back at it with another reaction. We actually got a first time. This is Charles Brown. Now, if you don't know him, he does some really dope hip hop commentary. I watched some of his stuff and I didn't know he did music. So let's see what he's got. This is a track called Cry. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video. On the road to 10K. All my OG members, what's good with you? What you got planned this weekend? Let me know in the comments. Let's go ahead and check this out.
It's messed up. Don't ask why. Sometimes the best medicine is just to cry. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to try. Sometimes the easy way out is to die. It's messed up. Don't ask why. Sometimes the best medicine is just to cry. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to try. Sometimes the easy way out is to die.
Look, it's rugged if you feel like I feel. And you real like I'm real. And you spill like I spill. And you grew up on the hill. You seen men get ill. Your friend get killed. Then your life got real. Took a wife and chilled. You gave up on the thrill of selling krill. But you still occasionally deal. Cause the kids need a meal. And time don't stand still. Rent don't appeal. But I hate the way the seamen feel. I work away from the pavement. Wanna smack a chick just for asking how my day went. Not good, it's hard in the hood. We starve in the hood, we get robbed in the hood. I got chased several blocks by sneaky cops in my hood. Scarred on my body by gate tops in the hood. This ain't the inkwell, it's more like the wood. And God is kinda hard on the good, if you would look.
It's messed up.
Okay, I get the concept now. And you know what's interesting, what's dope about a track like this and this track in general is that it shows the struggles of just being a man. The struggles of just being a man, you know what I mean? And I think that a lot of times, there's no empathy at all, and just him going through the different things, it's just all like, yo, some of this stuff, it happens so often that just numb to it, damn near. It's just like you hear a Hobie go through it, you go through it, just like, damn, guess I just gotta redo it. Like you will be pissed, or you could be super, super angry, but a lot of times it's just all like, damn, man, fuck. All right, man, what I gotta do next? There's no time to actually just sit. And a lot of times that shit builds up, you know what I mean? And so the subject matter is dope, so far the flow is dope. I really like the hook. I really like the hook because it's just all like it is simple enough and not like in a dumbed down way. It's just not everything that is complex or deep needs to be executed in that way. Sometimes I think Tupac was great the way that he was able to do that. He really wasn't the type for crazy metaphors and nothing like that. It was just what he spoke about. And I think that's what this reminds me of. And me being a rapper, sometimes I love the punchlines. I love I love that aspect of things. And sometimes I realize I don't allow myself to just speak, even in rhyme, but just say what it is without having to always be like, oh man, let me make sure I got like a crazy dope punchline in there. And and some of my stuff I do, but sometimes I see how that can restrict, and something like the way that Charles is doing, it allows for it to be conveyed, but it doesn't need a bunch of crazy, punchlines or anything like that. It just hits because it's real.
Don't ask why. Sometimes the best medicine is just to cry. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to try. Sometimes the easy way out is to die. It's messed up. Don't ask why. Sometimes the best medicine is just to cry. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to try. Sometimes the easy way out is to die.
Poo-poo in the alley. Wushu in the valley, you who colored valleys and voodoo rallies. Fake hair from Sally's, extensions and all. Senior citizen crackheads with pinches and all. We've been through lynches and all, and we still mind slaves. While in that pep rally singing home of the brave. More like home of the slave. And I can't go home cause 20 knaves in my way. And them 20 niggas don't play. I got.
And what's interesting is just what that whole, being trapped, as far as your mind and everything, that line made me think about a recent video I saw from another dope hip hop commentator, Read My Soul. And recently he's been getting flack for, just like saying that the Freddie Gibbs album, he wasn't really vibing with it because of the subject matter and different things like that. And then he recently had a video called like The Old YNs. And he was just talking about how a lot of popular music, it's still this very just degenerate, way of doing things that you can kind of get away with it when you're young. But once you start getting 30s, 40s, 50s, and you're still acting like that, your music is still that, that's where we're seeing as far as almost this arrested development, this Peter Pan syndrome just within our people. And it's crazy because we're in the age of, technology. We have all the resources. We even have AI. You could fact check so freaking, it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, and still within that, it is this mindset that keeps a lot of us just at this lower level of doing things. And we think even if we get bags off of doing that, that somehow justifies it, or that's for future self to worry about. And that mentality is really doing way more harm than good, like for real.
Jump yesterday, just let a nigga walk away and you can talk away. Go ahead, nigga, squawk away. My name is Heroes God Faith, picking a sinner's fate. But now I pick up a pen and write down hymns late. Develop strength that simps and weak men hate. See, he win debates, but envious friends and envious bands, they bring him down again. Can't pierce the brain, so they try to pierce the chin. Sometimes they clamor to clown young brown skin. Sometimes they beat me to the ground on the whip, but not physical. Words can hurt, sounds can jerk literal. Bad karma names are spiritual. And knives in your back cause pain if they contain your name. And people must defame your name. They can't see you stand in the game. But I hero still proclaim love is for love, but them bullets, that's for your frame.
It's messed up. Don't ask why. Sometimes the best medicine is just to cry. Sometimes
Before we get into that, this video is sponsored by me. Hey, if you want to dive into new music, I have a catalog. Yeah. These are not singles. These are albums. But more recently this year, I did release an album called Tame Chaos. So you can listen, stream, download, purchase, all of that in the link in the description. And just, check it out, because I want to see if people are actually seeing this and going to the site. So anyways,
the hardest thing to do is to try.
see, it's just like it's easy to remember the chorus, so that's good, especially for a song like this.
Just cry. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to try. Sometimes the easy way out is to...
Damn. Dope. The only it's the only suggestion. It's just so much. It's just random. I guess my only suggestion would be to, just make sure. It seemed like the voice and um the audio wasn't quite synced up. It was like a little bit off, and it happens. Literally, I've seen straight up like professionals, like big artists do that. So, but I did notice that. And then just maybe more some other scenes maybe as far as that, because it was just all like in front of this one spot and the different edits that was going on. But overall, the dope place as far as like for maybe a few seats. But other than that, the video was dope, the message was dope. Yeah, this was a dope track. I gotta say, like, I am all about actual message in the music. So yeah, automatically gets a points as far as for that. So shout out to Charles Brown. Definitely keep putting out music that has message. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments, and make sure to subscribe to his music page. I'll leave the video page as far as in the description, and his commentary page. Hey, it's Mr. Composition MC that writes fiction, back at it with another reaction. Make sure to leave like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video on the road to 10K. Make sure to check out the description for my music, books, comics, and more. All right, y'all. Peace.